waking up to a nice, cool morning.
Oh my gosh, what a difference.
Tell my wife, open all the windows
Yeah.
after raining.
Yeah, fortunately, we didn't get the disastrous rain that they
No.
were predicting. I
Well,
think
now we got
just south of us.
Yeah. We've had I've had a lifetime of rain.
Just this year?
No, Hurricane Ida. That's when my house flooded.
Oh, really?
I had 4.5 feet of water in my basement garage. Everything there was right there. What you like?
Going down?
Shalom? Sure.
Been like probably a while. This is only my second Shabbat bet, but it's probably been a while. Or maybe it hasn't. I don't know.
I did it once when you were away.
Oh, you did it once? Well,
I did twice.
I didn't get to hear it. You led too?
I led on July 4th, and I was the only one here.
How about
I was here, and I got here early, and it was like 10 after 6, and I said, you know, this is true, I'm not making this up. I said, I can leave, but you know what? Like, Shabbat has to go on. Like, somebody has to do it.
I agree.
And I said, you know what? So I got up to the Bema, and I had no idea if anybody was watching that, and I got it because it was 4th of July, people were, I said, Shabbat is not gonna not happen.
Shakar.
And-
That's
and I was
great.
like, you know
I'm
what? And I-
glad to hear you did that. That's great. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're never gonna not have Shabbat.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We're open 52 weeks a year.
Yes, exactly, yes.
I believe that.
Except if it's like the second night of Passover, right?
We don't have a service, right? If the
There's
first
still
Seder,
Shabbat, but we don't do it.
yeah, because if it's the Seder, like no one's
Yeah, no one's
but and that's fine. But yeah, that's the one time.
Yeah.
Should we give it a couple minutes?
No, we start.
Just-
We start when it's time. It's time.
Okay,
I was hungry.
all right, page 14. Yedid nefesh harachaman mishov avdach eritzona yarutz avdach kimo ayah yishach chaver muhadarach yeravo yediduta ach minofetzu v'chol tam Adonai eziv haolam nafshi choat avatach ana el narifan alav ve'arot noam zivach az titchazek v'titrapeh ve'hayta lach shivchat olam vatikemu rachamecha v'chusta abeno havach ki ze kama niksof lirot b'tiferet uzach ana eli machmad libi shana ve'al titalam higalena uvros chaviv alai esuka shelomai
Nismechabach Maherahu Kivamoen Vechoneni Kimei Olam Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai Yadadai dai 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 Yadadai dai 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 Lechun Adonai Nari Alitzor Yishenu Nekadma Pana Bitada Bismiro Nari Alon Kiel Arba'im Shana Akud Bedov Va'omaram To'e Levavhem V'hem Lo Yedu Dirachai Asher Nishbati V'api Im Yavon El Menuchati Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash Shiru Adonai kol haaretz shiru Adonai baruchu shemo basru miyom Yeshuato safru vagoyim kevodo b'chol ha'amim niflotav ki gadol Adonai Tiferet b'mikdasho havu Donai mishpichot damim havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz havu l'Adonai kevod shemo seu mincha uvo'u lechatzrotav shakavu l'Adonai b'hadrat kodesh ilumi banav kol imru vagoyim Adonai malach hafti kon tevel baltimot yadina min b'mei sharim yismechu ashim v'tagel haaretz hiram hayam Ya'alo Sadai V'chol asher bo Az yiranenu kol atzei ya'ar lifnei Adonai Kiva lishpot ha'aretz Yishpot tevel b'tzedek Ve'amim be'emunato yanai Page 17. Adonai malach tagel ha'aretz yismechu im rabim anav v'afel sevivav tzedek u'mishpot michon ki yisod. Shamavati ismaksi Adonai Elyon al kol haaretz me'od na'aleit al kol Elohim Oavei Adonai sinura shomer nafshot chasidav miad rashaim yatzilem or zaru ala tzadik hu yishrei lev simcha simchu tzadikim b'Adonai ve'odu lezecher kadsho Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash ki nivlot asa hoshi Elohim no zaro kodsho לפני אדוני כי יבא לשפוט הארץ שישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים במי שערים אדוני מלאך יגרזו עמים יושב קרוב תרנו הארץ אדוני בציון Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahar kadsho ki gadosh Adonai Eloheinu Mizmor leDavid havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim havu l'Adonai kavod la'oz havu l'Adonai kivod shemo ishtachavu l'Adonai V'hadrat kodesh kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al hamayim rabim kol Adonai ba'koach chai kol Adonai behadar Adonai shover arazim v'shaber Adonai et hazeh havanon v'yarkidim kemo egel levanon v'sirion kemo ven re'emim ma'idai kol Adonai chotzev lavodesh kol Adonai yachil midbar yachil Adonai midbar kadesh Adonai yichol el hayalot v'yechesof ye'aron uv'hechalo kulo omer kavod Adonai lama bu yashav v'yeshev Adonai melech v'yolam Adonai oz v'amo yiten Adonai varech damo v'shalom yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 Anna b'choach getulat yemincha tatir tzerura kabel rinatamcha sagleinu tareinu nora Anna b'choach getulat yemincha tatir tzerura kaberina trina tamecha sagrenu tarenu nora yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 Lichadodi likrat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela lichadodi likrat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad hishmiyanu el hamuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem multiferet ve'litila L'chadodi l'kat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela L'chadodi l'kat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela L'krat Shabbat l'chu v'nilcha Ki mikor ha-beracha merosh b'kedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavati la l'chadodi l'kat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela l'chadodi l'kat kala yadada 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir melucha Krumitzi mitoch havecha Rav lach shevet v'yem mekavecha V'hu yachamol alayich imla L'chadodi l'kot kala yadada 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela L'chadodi l'kot kala yadada 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela Nari me'afar kumi Liv shebigdei tifatechami Al yad ben Yishai bet halachmi Korva el nafshi galam L'chadodi l'krat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri kiva orekumi ori shir daberi kivod Adon alayich nikla L'chadodi l'krat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lo tevoshi v'lo tikami Ma tishochi u'matemi B'chechesu ani eyami V'nivnita irati la L'chadodi l'krat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela V'hayu shisa sho'asayich v'rachaku kol milvalayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimsos chatan al kala L'chadodi l'krat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Yamin u'shmol tifrotzi v'yet Adonai ta'aritzi Al yadish ben parzi v'nismecha v'nagila L'chadodi l'krat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Bo'wi l'shalom ateret ba'alav Gam b'simcha u'tzava Toch emuneh am segula Bo'wi chala L'chadodi l'krat Kala lekrat kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Yanai da 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 Yanai da 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 Yanai da 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 Yanai da 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 Yanai da 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 Page 23. Mizmor shel Yom HaShabbat Tov le'oto l'Adonai Tov le'oto l'Adonai Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Tov tov le'hodot Adonai Lehagid baboker chasdecha Lehagid baboker chasdecha V'yemunatcha baleilot V'yemunatcha baleilot Tov tov lehodot Adonai. Tzadikata yifrach ke'erez bavanon yizkeh shetulim bebeit Adonai bechasrot Elohei Seva deshenim verananim yehu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatavo Adonai malachut lavesh lavesh Adonai os titazar afti konte vel baltimo. Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishperei Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishperei adir bamarom adir bamarom adir bamarom Adonai adir bamarom adir bamarom adir bamarom Adonai dotechanemnu meod Levatcha navach kodesh Adonai leyorech yamin.
Shirkoach This week we observe the Artzeiten of Gwyn Sitkov, granddaughter of Gloria Staple, Frank Seppler, grandfather of Mitch Seppler, Jane Cecil, mother of Alex Cecil, Phyllis Handelman, mother of Steve Handelman, Lena Goldberg, grandmother of Eleanor Dreisfuss, Sam Merkin, father-in-law of Merrill Glass Druckerman, Craig Brzezinski, father of Claudia Lee, and also Leonardo Folberg, Julius Fink, Gayla Wolf, Emma Berger, Hortense Rauch, and Harry Mendel, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories, the memories of all those whom we recall, be blessings. In lieu of Kaddish, we can include one of the Shirei Hamalot on page 250. Shir Hamalot, Esa inai al harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, Osei shamayim va'aretz. Al yitain lamot raglecha, al yanum shomerecha. Hine lo yanum v'lo yishan, shomer Yisrael. Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha al yad yeminecha. Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka v'yoreach balayla. Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzeitcha uvoecha, me'ata v'yad olam. Good Shabbos, everyone. I want to share a thought which is really not a complete thought, but you guys can help me complete it if you want. So we start reading the book of Devarim today. And Devarim, of course, means words. These are the words that Moshe spoke. It's unlike the English title of the book, which is from the Greek. Deuteronomy means deuteronomos, the second law, because Moshe is repeating some of the things that he always did. So it's called the second law, the book of the second law. The Jewish title of the book is Devarim, words, which is striking, I think, and particularly striking if you think about all of the other names of the books in the Chumash. So, and they all have to do with words. So Breshit means in the beginning, but God created by speaking, okay? The second one is Shmot. So we have the beginning. The first book is called the beginning. Then Shmot, names. Then Vayikra, and he said. Then B'midbar, which means in the wilderness. But the root of the word midbar, like midaber, which means to speak, is the same root as the word divarim, which means words. And the idea of course, the reason why the midbar, the wilderness, is called the midbar is because that's where God speaks. God is midaber bamidbar. And then, of course, Devarim. So 3 of the 4 books, of the 5 books, are literally words. Names, Vayikra, and he said, and Devarim, words. And the other ones are pretty close to figuratively words. Breshit bara Elohim et Shemai Vayomer, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And then Bamidbar, which also is about words. So I was thinking about this. It's really quite striking that all of the books, I think, are variations on the same theme, which are all about talking. Another very striking thing is the godly power of speech is something that appears in Jewish tradition in a variety of places. Quite strikingly, in the medieval Jewish philosophers, one of the terms for a human being is hamidaber. They're just called the one who speaks, basically, as to distinguish them from animals and other forms, orders of creation. Human beings are hamidaber, the speaking ones, which makes sense because language, or at least our kinds of language, seems to be relatively unique among creation. No, not 100%. Dolphins got some things going on, but not quite as complex as us. I think it's fair to say. And so it's quite striking that all of these books are called words. Also, and I know I've probably mentioned this before, very poignant to me is one of the first things Moshe says when God comes to him is Lo ish devarim anochi. I'm not a person of words, because he has a speech impediment. And by the end of the Torah, after Moshe has grown, and now he's pouring out words. All of devarim is Moshe's words, and I've always found that to be very, very moving. That one's spiritual development. Development as a leader is actually developing from a person who's shy to speak and to someone who really can talk forever, which Moshe does. What I want to say about this is, I think that silence is really not, for the most part, a Jewish value. There are voices that say it's a Jewish value. Actually, in Pirkei Avot, there's a statement from Shimon ben Gamliel, the son of Rabban Gamliel, who says, I was raised among the Chachamim, and I didn't find anything laguf tov el ashtika. The thing that I found the best was silence. Because he was raised by a dad who was a real talker. Like, he was a big rabbi, and rabbis can talk forever. He was like, enough. But I don't know if that's the only opinion, but despite that one sort of minority opinion, Jews don't really prize silence, actually. I don't know if anyone's been has anyone been on a silent retreat? I have friends, rabbis, who have been on like week-long, month-long silent retreat. It sounds awful to me. I have to say, it sounds awful to me. If that's your thing, like, totally. If that's what gets you going, spiritual, do it. That's great. I'm not saying there's not deep, rich things there. But it has never struck me as a particularly Jewish thing. And, because, Jews like to talk. And I think in some ways that's a joke, but in some ways that's very, very serious. I think that, Jewish spiritual creativity and cultural creativity for thousands of years has basically been about conversation and about saying things, which is one of the engines that drives human learning and curiosity and friendship, of course. And I think, and it's a big part of what makes us human is speaking. And I think that the Jewish impulse, which is not a universal religious impulse actually, but the Jewish impulse to really not only sort of not denigrate speech, but really sort of suggest that speech is really the apex of the human endeavor, that sharing things and talking about things is really the apex of the human endeavor, is really, I think, something that is very, very moving and powerful and speaks to me, I suppose, pun intended, as a Jew. And the rabbis take speech very, very seriously. It's not that we're just supposed to have verbal, just say anything we want all the time, because they think words have great power. Because God creates with words, right? And we create with words. But we are supposed to talk, and we aren't supposed to keep quiet, and we're not really supposed to be quiet. We're supposed to, and there are shy people, you don't have to always talk a mile a minute, but we're supposed to share. We're supposed to use our words, and, God willing, in positive and not negative ways, because they have such huge outsized importance. And so that's what Moshe does, and it's called Devarim. And just like all the books in his corpus are named after words, and I don't know. That's what I got for you. Any thoughts about that? I should talk. Any ideas about that? I don't have a complete thought about it. I think it's cool, and I want to share it. And I think it is funny that Shimon ben Gamliel says, I was raised among sages. So in other words, he was raised among a bunch of rabbis. He said, the best thing I found is silence. I think that's very amusing. Anyway. We'll continue with Mari, which is on page 62 or page 64 or 28. Baruch atah Adonai Cholam asher U'ma'avir yom u'me'evi layla U'ma'avir ben yom u'ben layla Adonai tzivot shemo El chai v'kayam Temim yochalenu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'aravim Ahavat olam be'yisrael. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Ve'hem negei yomam v'layla Ve'avatecha al tazir menu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael El mech neman. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta hei Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha u'v'chayehu u'v'hayu adrim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha behayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam al mizuzot peitecha ubisharecha. Adonai Elohechem emet. Malchut v'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe v'nei Yisrael echanu shira v'simcha rabba v'emru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh norati lo dosef Malchut charav v'necha bochei yam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'emru Adonai imloch leolam v'nemar v'nemar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak menu baruch Adonai gal Yisrael hashkivenu Adonai. Ushmor tzeitenu vo'enu lechaim u'shalom et aviad olam ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha baruch Adonai abore sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Please rise. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat ledorotam berid olam hay beini uven b'nei Yisrael otir le'olam hay Yisheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uv'hayom hashvi'i Shabbat b'inafash. We'll continue in a moment with the Amidah. On page 35, not to be missed, is the first thing we say before we begin our silent prayers. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tilatecha. Adonai, open my lips so that I may speak your praises. So even when we are silent, we're sort of asking to talk. Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Va'erev va'boker yom hashishi v'echol hashman be'aretz v'echol tzva'am v'echalem yom hashvi melachto asher asa v'yishvot b'yom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa v'varech Elohim en yom hashvi v'yikadesh oto ki bo shava mikol melachto asher b'rim lasot tzavri Baruch Adonai Cholam borei pri agafen Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshon mitzvotav v'ratzav anu B'shavat kodsho b'varatzon ichilanu Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim V'shabat kodshecha be'ahava u'b'ratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Aleinu is on page. What is it? 61? 51. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol hatei kidula v'yotzer breshit shelo asanu gilui aratzot velo samanu gilishbechot ha'adama shelo samchel Pelham v'gor aleinu gechol hamonam v'anachnu gorim u'mishtachavim u'modim le'melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shem Shamayim v'Yisrael Moshe המלכות שלך יום תמוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, על מה ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו You may be seated. Tisha B'Av is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Hope to see all of you there. That's it. Kiddush is no sponsor this week, but we have there'll be lunch, and also if you want to sponsor a future Kiddush, please reach out to the office. This tune is associated with this for Yigdal Zan 53. This tune is associated with Tisha B'Av. It's traditional on the Kabbalah for some of the mournful atmosphere of Tisha B'Av to intrude onto the Shabbat Chazon, which is before Tisha B'Av, and so this is the tune for Eli Tzion. Page 53 is Yigdal. Nelam begam in sof le'agduto Hein lo demut haguf ve'hein o guf Lo naroch elav kedushato Kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra Rishon ben reshit le'reshito Hino adon olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato Shefan Muaton etano El Anche Segulato Vetifarto lo kam Yisrael kemoshe od, navi umabid et emunato, Torah demet natan le'amoel, al yad neviyonem man beito, lo ya khalifa hel velo ya mirdato, leholamim lezulato, so fabio de asetaharenu, mabiles of the bahan vekad mato, gomel ish chesed gemi follow, no tain le rashara kerishato, yishlach lekein sayamim shichenu, libdom mechake ket yeshuato, meitim yechayel vero chasto, baruch adei hachem bihilato, meitim yechayel vero chasto, baruch adei hachem dehilato. It's the most famous tune, I think, associated with Tisha B'Av, and it's always strange to me that I believe, unless I'm mistaken, it's in a major key. I don't know why that is, but it still sounds. And the person I would have asked that question to is Adam Yosef. You would have a great answer. Maybe I'll get to ask him. What's that? Hopefully, yeah.
It almost sounds like a tune that is striving past pain.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like
It
it's
does.
a like it's a fight
It's a
song.
fight. It does sound. Yes, it does sound like a fight song to me. And traditionally it's sung to this. We'll sing it tomorrow night if you come. This kina called kina is like the term for these mostly medieval lamentations. It has really called Elitzion, which has really terrible lyrics. I mean, it's like really, really terrible lyrics. But it does sound like that. Sort of like it's rousing on some level, I think. Yeah. It's Ma'ariv, this evening service, and includes chanting of Eicha, the local lamentations, which has a very sort of haunting both message and tune, and it's by candle, it's by flashlight, and it's on the floor, and so yeah, it's basically, but most of it is the chanting of Eicha.
Story about silent retreats. So there was a monastery, and there was a new monk.
Is it a real story?
Of course it's a real
Okay,
story.
yeah.
Of course it's a real story.
I have a story.
And they said, Brother Christopher, this is a monastery of silence. You're allowed to say 2 words every 10 years.
Wow, that's
So,
pretty.
okay, so 10 years passes. They say, Brother Christopher, what would you like to say? He said, food bad. They said, oh, sorry. We don't have many funds. We do what we can. We'll try to improve. So it goes on another 10 years. Brother Christopher, do you have anything to say? He said, bed hard. He says, well, sorry, we don't have, we don't really indulge in the extravagances of life, and we do what we can. We'll see what we can do. Another 10 years passes. He says, do you have anything to say? And Brother Christopher says, I quit. He says, he said, we're really not surprised. You've been here 30 years and all you've done is complain.
I like that show. That's a great show. I love that show. You know the joke about the woman from Long Island, of course, who wants to go visit guru, Jewish lady from Long Island. She has this guru in the mountains in Bangladesh. She wants to go visit. And the community takes up a fund, and she's an eccentric lady. And she says, okay, they want to send her there. So they fly her out there, and she hikes up with Sherpas in the hope that she gets to the monastery. And she says, I want to see the guru. She says, you can't just see the guru. She says, please, I've traveled all this way. And I says, oh. She says, okay, you can say 3 words to the guru. She says, 3 words is enough. She goes into the guru, and he's Om, and she says, Moshe, come home. That's an old Jewish joke. Your joke is better though. I love that joke.
That's probably a true story.
That's definitely a true story. The other story about monasteries. So there was a guy. This is a real story about monasteries. So there was this guy named Steve Joseph Verblovsky, who was a professor at Hebrew University and pretty prominent guy in like the 60s and 70s. And he wrote a really interesting book on Joseph Caro, who wrote Shulchan Aruch, called Lawyer and Mystic. Because Joseph Caro was a wild guy who had lots of vision. In addition to like writing this like very staid legal code, he had these wild visions. And he went out to the trees and communed with angels and things like that. He was really, really out there. He kept diaries about this. So anyways, Steve Joseph Verblovsky was this famous professor at Hebrew. And I know this because one of my teachers studied with him and got his PhD with him. And so Steve Joseph Verblovsky was this Israeli guy who was this Hebrew professor, but in summers, he led like 2 lives. Now it was a secret, but in the summers, he would go to this monastery in Japan, this Buddhist monastery, and just live as a monk, like every